The Highwire Podcast. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to, what is this, like episode 5, 6 of the Highwire Podcast?
Five or
Some
six.
episode.
You know, we'll find out when I name it whatever funny thing we say. Hey, Mark Cameron here. I was going to say Mark here just because I was looking at your face.
Hey,
Don't
Mark,
you
Cameron.
ever take my
Mark,
name.
Mark here.
Well, Cameron, Mark, Chris. Highwire Podcast. How's everybody's week?
Good.
Yeah, you know. Yeah.
I said last week I was going to paint this room. You can't really tell because I have the colored lights, but I didn't. I've put off all painting things, but I put together a bookshelf and put together some other cabinetry things.
Well,
so.
with your...
Yeah.
I'm going to be putting together some shelves maybe tomorrow.
I put together a zigzaggy looking modern-y bookshelf, and I'm pretty proud
You
of it.
could have fooled me that
That's today's
you
accomplishment.
could just change any light color in your room and that you could just
That's
paint
true.
your walls.
I did say it was going to be maroon, so I guess if I'm gonna do this, let's just hey guys, I did it! Yay! I painted my walls
Yeah,
maroon.
now that I
what
see
you're
it,
saying is maybe
right.
we just use lighting to paint our walls from here on out.
I don't hate that.
I mean,
Don't hate that.
electrical. It's not good for energy, I would assume. It's not great for that.
We'll get some really high efficiency LEDs, Cameron.
Okay, that's cool. I mean, I was looking a lot into homesteading today because work was slow, so I was looking into getting off the power grid and solar and stuff. I
How we
learned
do
that
it, Cameron?
I don't know. I was fast forwarding a lot because it was very technical. It seems really hard. You need a lot of batteries. You need a lot of converting things. You need a
You
lot.
gotta get that. You gotta get that like home dock thing, right?
Well, yeah. There's that, and then there's He had like 4 major components as a part of just like a huge stack of batteries storing all of his power. But it seems
So you
beyond me.
know, like solar's like a relatively new thing. Like, you know, you're getting to people, but like
Mhm.
there's like been houses that I've like driven past for years. They've had like weird solar panels like on their house. What are they doing?
Well, Illinois is part of some sort of program where like we have like a tax. It's like you can essentially get solar panel for I don't know free, but like very low cost to get that roofing thing done. Because Nicole and I were, I mean,
Won't they?
her
They'll
parents.
like
do it.
pay you almost to like have some like.
Yeah, yeah,
If you
and
have
then
excess that gets put back on the grid, then they
Yeah,
do
then
pay you. Yes.
yeah, you can make money off it. But funny, they just redid the roof, but we were talking about it like, oh shit, we should have just put that in while we were doing it. But future goal is maybe trying to do that. Seems intense though. Seems intense.
Start our own wind farm.
Okay, I'm in. When I get bored, do you guys do this? Do you guys? I mean, we've all seen those people that dig out the pools and stuff and do those like jungle
Oh, those like
constructions.
forest like construction guys, but not even construction. You
Yeah.
can't even call it that. But they make their
Wow.
own like
Yeah.
wooden clay houses.
Oasis.
Fucking amazing.
Yeah, I
Oasis.
would-
Mark,
I
it's
just
not
keep-
a
Oasis.
house. Don't-
I just
don't
keep getting stuck in
fucking
these kind of
Oasis.
videos of people like homesteading. Yeah, I don't know. I'm living a weird fantasy right now. I'm just trying to live off the grid.
It's those
but-
people that they live happier, Cameron.
Sure seems
you
so.
have to have a skill set to maintain that lifestyle, but they're happy.
They're hunters and
I was
gatherers, really, just for mud and twigs, really.
See, I was looking into planting.
Berries.
I was looking into sustainable gardening, and what I've learned is it's all about sweet potatoes and yams. You want what are they called? Tubers. You want
Hold up,
tubular
hold up.
tubers.
Tubers.
Is a sweet potato not a yam?
Yeah, I think you want tubers. Whatever's in the tuber
What
family.
is a
Apparently, they are
tuber?
calorically.
Besides,
It's kind of like
Is it just any-
cantaloupe muskmelon. Like they're very similar. Like I'm gonna on Mark's camp is a sweet potato versus yam. Let's find
well,
out.
Where do you guys lay on that? Actually, something interesting happened to me in the last few years that I've lost my acquired taste for sweet potatoes. I kind of don't like them anymore. I don't know what
what about in
happened.
fry form?
See, that's almost where it lost me. For some reason, one time I was eating them and just like it felt like just weird, gross mush, and it was a consistency thing for I don't know.
Maybe
it got to me. and
they
I
seem
got,
a
like,
little less
gaggy.
starchy for sure. Like it doesn't fry up well.
The one thing I've said for years though that I do like about the sweet
They
potato
apparently
fry
are
thing,
different.
Are
Slightly
they?
different?
the dips though,
Yeah.
the dips and sweet potato fries is really what makes the
See,
difference there.
I'm not gonna go into the details.
Okay, I mean, like at a Thanksgiving dinner, like if there's like some yams or sweet potatoes with some marshmallows on top, here you go. Yeah, no thanks, no thanks. Right on by.
I love the
Right on by.
I love the look of it.
Have
I
a pumpkin
never
pie
want
at that point. Pumpkin
Yeah,
pie.
I'm
Why
not, I'm not a big pumpkin
I'm saving
person
my
either.
I'm saving my appetite, Aunt Diane. Thank you.
On that
Aunt
note,
Diane?
I
what
don't
is
have
your
an Aunt
Thanksgiving
Diane.
pie of choice? Anti.
Uh,
What is
so
your
I
Thanksgiving
love an
pie?
apple. Obviously, I think we all do. But I think pumpkin is
Yeah.
my go-to
Pumpkin.
Thanksgiving pie. A little scoop of ice cream. Oh my god.
I mean, that's its time to shine. Here, I was a
Pumpkin
big
pie
fan of
for
pecan.
Thanksgiving.
Oh
Pecan pie with a
my
little scoop of
god.
ice
Pecan
cream.
pie.
It's good. It's good.
It
It's
gets a
good.
little
That's
sweet.
more of like a
The gelatinous inside
that
does
could
get
go
a
for
little
like
sweet.
a Christmas pie almost.
Christmas
So
pie. I'm not against that.
I feel like you have a window for pumpkin pie, right? It's pretty much
Fall. I mean, it's
November
fall.
to December. I mean, if you have pumpkin pie past the New Year,
You're a little weird.
you're odd.
I mean, like
Are-
pumpkin pie is featured in a Christmas song, so it's okay to eat for
I was
Christmas.
about to sing it too. Homemade pumpkin pie.
Oh, I was thinking
Oh,
figgy.
oh,
I was thinking figgy pudding. I don't.
That's also a thing.
Never had it.
I'm not sure. I don't
is it
think I
anything
have.
close to a fig Newton? Because I like those.
I'm sure they both have fig.
Fucking fig.
I'm guessing that's the similarity there.
I had a
was-
question about gardening, Cameron,
Sure.
along that line. So I've been
Should we
growing
just move
some
this?
peppers.
Should we move this into the segment? Just any questions? What questions we got, Chris? Any questions?
Any questions?
Okay.
Any questions?
Okay, we're gonna start that segment.
In
Okay.
honor
Yeah,
of
it's along the line-
David Pumpkins. I mean, here we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's along the lines of gardening.
Okay.
So I've been growing peppers,
Right.
you know, and you buy a pepper plant for like
Weed.
$2, $2.50 maybe,
Okay.
and it yields
2 pounds of.
4 to 5
Time out.
peppers.
Are you trying to get me to do pepper math about your yields right now to say is it
I'm
worth
just
it?
saying. All I'm saying is it worth it?
This sounds
The
a lot like
experience,
turnips.
Chris.
Turnips with Animal Crossing. This sounds a lot like currency.
I will say I'll bring you guys a pepper.
Oh yeah, I'd love
Bring-
some. Are you getting maybe some pico de gallo or something fresh? You know, give me something like that.
I've made 2 rounds of pico.
Well, that's
and
awesome.
It was delicious, and I have three different types of peppers.
Funny enough, I made a homemade pico today from our Hello Fresh.
Let me
box.
try to
Made
get.
quesadillas.
Let me try to guess the 3 types of peppers you have.
Go.
Bell.
No,
Fuck.
wrong. Right off the bat.
Habanero. Little spicy, but I think you got it. Oh, well, fuck
You
me.
get one more. We got three guesses, but one more out, and you're done.
Hold on. Okay, one more out. Fuck. I gotta. Okay. Serrano.
Yes.
Yes.
Jalapeno.
Yes.
You got to go generic. You got to get the.
I was about to get there. I was about to. Okay, so jalapeno. I'm still in the game.
Your
What other
third
pe-
one's going to be a difficult one, I think, for you guys.
Ghost
I was
pepper.
about to say
Peppers.
ghost.
Ghost.
No,
I don't know if you could legally get your hands on that.
it might be my favorite type of pepper,
Hold on.
other than a Thai chili.
Peppercini.
No,
What are? Okay, I don't even know.
it's a red Fresno pepper.
He's lying. He's never. I've never heard those words come out of his mouth. Red Fresno pepper.
I just didn't know
It's
you
been-
had a favorite pepper.
I didn't either.
I
I'd
didn't
say
know.
I'll bring you guys a red Fresno, and we'll eat it at band
Mm.
practice, and you'll know.
Please do.
Well, hold on. I had a full. I don't know how spicy a Fresno is. Is it spicy?
I would say similar to a jalapeno, maybe a little hotter.
See, do you remember at Los Flores? Were you there when I was like, I'll eat a whole habanero
I think
raw,
I was.
and I'll.
When they were like, "Yeah, we'll pay for your meal or whatever," and then you're like, "Yeah, let's do that," and then
Didn't touch my
It was just a
quesadilla.
bad time.
Didn't touch it. Like, I was like, "Do you guys have
Oh, dude.
milk?"
I think it was Barstool Sports, but I saw a girl just roll a ball of wasabi about the size of like I don't know, like a small like pool ball, and just shoved it in her mouth and swallowed. And she had like 20 seconds of like sheer panic where she was trying to get out of the booth, kind of. She didn't know what to do, and then it just settled. And she's like, "I'm fine, I'm fine." But there was clearly like a couple of seconds there where she's like, "I might need to go to the hospital. I've made a terrible mistake." Why would you ever do that in a restaurant? Like at home, that's one thing. You can like pour milk on yourself. You can like die on a couch, but like in a booth
See,
at like a
that-
pizzeria or
the
something random, why would you do
wouldn't
it?
be as much of like a hot thing. It would just be like that that
Mm.
intense nasal burning.
Which, judging by her eyes widening, it did seem like she was just like, "Oh, everything's clear."
Yeah, it's
kind
the
of thing.
horseradish vibes.
You
It's
guys
all
are a little
horseradish.
bit more of a spicy venture people than me. I'm not a big spice guy. Have you guys
I
ever
love
tried
to
like a
ruin my
spicy pepper?
butthole.
Have you tried like one of the spicy ghost peppers or like one of those crazy
I'm
ones?
not that type of
Not
spicy
like
guy.
I've never eaten like a whole pepper, no, but I've definitely had like ghost pepper things. You know what I mean? Like,
Chris is like me. We enjoy maybe some spicy sausage with our marinara sauce, or some spicy Mexican or Thai or whatever. We don't like to go and just have some crazy. We're not gonna eat a whole pepper just because we want to. Like that's not.
Despite
Not
being a little
today.
Mexican, I just don't. I've never been great at having a lot of chili and a little kick in there. My last name's Jones. The white took over in my mix there, and I just can't do it.
Cameron Jones.
Took over. Let's see. Oh, questions. I was also just going to ask you because I've dipped back into Community. I'm now into season 4 and it's dipping pretty bad. But what are just what are some of your favorite comfort shows, comfort movies?
Comfort shows, comfort movies. It's a great question.
I wouldn't even say Community.
The Wonder Years is a comfort show.
Ooh, that's a good one. That's something we all watched together too in like the first house after high school. That was a magical watching. We had we had a back-to-back. We got done. We were watching the Wonder Years on YouTube.
He's about to say my next comfort show. Yep.
Then when we were done with that, we started Boy Meets World. I actually didn't watch Boy Meets World growing up. I caught episodes here or there, but it wasn't my jam. So I really found it in my 20s. Really found me.
Now, obviously, the Wonder Years had the stronger intro theme song, but Boy Meets
100%.
World had like 3 different theme songs.
It had many changes.
First one,
What's your favorite one?
sucked.
Boy Meets
That's
World.
obviously.
Just that weird. Whoa, an airplane.
I want to bring back just jingles and theme songs. Like, that's what our world needs right now.
Well, funny enough, if people out there tune into the Highwire TikTok, Jingles for Nothing is a campaign that I am starting and writing jingles. So be on the lookout for that in the future. Now, those are favorite shows for me, but something I always dip back to, it's just it's kind of a background watch. You don't always need to see it. Parks and Rec might be my go-to for I just need to get work done and I need something comfortable and happy in the background.
Office, Parks and Rec, all alternate on a regular basis.
So for me,
I feel like most people are the Office.
That's like an A and B pick. I'm gonna go see maybe like Modern Family. I like Modern Family.
Ooh.
How I Met Your Mother.
How I Met Your Mother.
Oh, excuse me.
Oh
my God.
wow. Modern Family,
okay?
especially those early ones.
I was like a
So you got a
bird
bubble in there.
hiccup thing.
Friends until the 2000s is always good. Then it gets just a little too millennial.
Well, and
I liked Friends, but I was never like
a Friends person.
never about.
that happens a little bit with Boy
Like
Meets
it.
World too. A little bit once they go to college and Mr. Feeney's not quite as part of the show.
Then it gets awesome with a bunch of new kooky characters. I couldn't agree more, Mark.
I don't mind Mr. Turner.
No, it's better in school.
Mr. Turner was high school days, and that's class.
But that's what I mean. He still kind of tries to show his face, like in these later episodes, to like help Sean. And
Oh, I guess you're right.
Mr. Turner, I thought he totally disappeared at that point. It was the ongoing joke. What happened?
yeah. Well, yeah, there were some people that came in and out though.
Time out. Does he come back in the college years?
okay, maybe I was wrong. I'm sorry. Like,
you might be right. I'm just trying to recall.
yeah.
This. I do
Remember
remember
when
that
Feeney just came back
to
I
college.
guess that's what I'm remembering.
like Feeney going to college with, and at that point, like, you don't have an excuse, Feeney. You just love us.
I really like
Mr.
the Matthews
Feeney.
boy.
You're stalking us.
I really like
Like-
Matthews.
Were any of you guys 30 Rock people? I never actually.
Honestly,
I watched episodes here and there.
Yeah, it was good, but it was not like I
I
wouldn't.
forgot about those shows. Yeah, like Scrubs too.
Ooh, Scrubs was a big one back in the day for me. We all got into that pretty hard.
I would. Oh, I can't believe I actually missed that one. That's a solid one.
Ooh,
There's
haven't
shows
seen
that
that.
I've watched entirely that I forget entirely.
Oh,
Like,
I
I've
get that
watched
all the time.
all of like My Name Is Earl and know that it's like a pretty laughable, pretty good show. Can't remember a fucking thing about it.
this is a good piggyback question off of that. What's your favorite like go to sleep movie? Like, let's put this on to fall asleep. Let's have it in the background. Same kind of vibes,
Potter.
but yep.
Harry Potter 1, 2, 3, and 6.
3. Harry Potter 3.
3's a good one. Harry Potter 2 is a
You
little
know, like,
scary
why are you
sometimes with
skipping
the
over
parcel time.
4?
I don't know. For some reason, it's just not a go-to-bed movie for me. The other ones are more.
He wants to watch it.
I don't know, nostalgic for some reason. And I don't know. Those ones just put me to bed better.
God,
I
love
do like
Harry
all
Potter
of them,
3.
and 4 is a good one. I'll tell you a
6 is
really good
great
one.
too.
I picked this up from my brother Jordan, but the Owen Wilson movie, I think it's like a Woody Allen movie,
Midnight
so that
in
kind of
Paris.
sucks. Midnight in Paris is it's
good
always
one.
it's all in nighttime. There's like jazz cafe
It's
music in the
romantic.
background.
Oh,
Yeah.
Woody Allen.
It really Yeah, that's the problem with it. But apart from the fact that it's his movie, it's a really good Owen Wilson movie, and the French actress, something Courtier, so, I can't think of her name right now, but she's good. Go to bed movies. My brother also claims Pirates of the Caribbean. I don't know why he likes that so much to go to bed to. He says it's the blue ocean, but it's kind of action packed and loud.
There was a point in my life, maybe like eighth grade ish, where I would watch Tommy Boy every night to go to bed.
What's always funny is you started over, right? Or do you start from the same spot to finish it? No, you started over and you're like fuck.
Started it over.
Yeah, I've seen
Like, you know,
the first 33% of this movie like 10 times in a row.
I will say though,
Tommy Boy a shit ton.
I've pulled this move though. If I'm watching it like on streaming and I fell asleep the night before and I hit play and it's going there, I'm like, well, I guess this is where I'm falling asleep to the movie now. This is interesting, but Shaun of the Dead around fall, I'll start with that and Hot Fuzz, and I'll start watching those a lot in like, I don't know, late August, September. Those start getting run.
On the counter, I'll give you 2 movies that are not good go-to-bed movies, only because of their DVD home screen. And that is that.
Ooh, Shaun of the Dead's actually kind of scary.
That is School of Rock and Mean Girls. They go back to these.
Let's get rocking.
They go back to these obnoxious like songs at the home screen, and you wake up in a cold sweat, like, oh my god.
The amount of times I've woken up to the Shaun of Dead thunder and zombies moaning in the background, it is kind of a terrifying one. The School of
along
Rock
that
one
same
does
line,
stick out.
Do you guys remember when bands like used to put like little hidden tracks like at the end of their CD? Like one that stands out for me is like "Newfound Glory" on
Catalyst, right?
Sticks and Stones. I think.
Is it Catalyst or Sticks and Stones?
I think it's Sticks and Stones. Pretty sure. And I literally had just gotten that CD, and I was young, like 7th, 8th grade, and like got my little fucking Walkman, and I'm playing it, and I was on an airplane, and I had fallen asleep, like so I'd listened to the whole album.
Let's go down.
And then it's like someone's in your house, and I was like, what the fuck?
Dude, that's still yeah. So I didn't have it like right away because I bought the CD like years later. But in the car, you kind of just forget that it's off or whatever, and then all of a sudden, there are some funny.
Story of the Year had one like that too. Where it was like, it just started with like screaming, then they started doing like a Michael Jackson. That one stuck out because it just starts with screaming after a silence.
Let's do that. It might cost more money to do. Let's do that on our next album.
We'll add it in. I can't believe I forgot this. Go to bed movie, The King's Speech. I spent almost 4 months in a row.
Never watched it.
It's a great movie.
British. It's gray. The colors are so dull. It's good. It's a great movie, but it's also great to knock out too. It's boring, but it's great.
Soothing on the eyes, huh?
It's great.
I feel like
it's
I
all
have
just
so
gray
many
and
movies
brown
to
tones.
fall asleep to.
Bugga, shit, bugga.
That's from the movie, Chris. You would know if you've seen it. Seabiscuit. That's pretty long and same coloration scheme. Oh, Cinderella Man. Anything that has that Depression era, just browns and dull colors, is just easy on the eyes to go to bed too.
I'd say Gladiator,
It's
but I'm
really
going to
easy
stay
on
up for 3 hours to watch that motherfucker.
Yeah, you're watching the whole thing.
It has to be something you've seen a million times and you can't get too invested in.
See, what was funny is like I can go to bed watching Harry Potter, but I can also watch Harry Potter.
That's
yeah,
true.
And just enjoy it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's true.
Let's move on to a couple other questions here. I've got a good question here. What the fuck is a JD Powertrain limited warranty?
It's important.
Been wondering that for years, Mark.
I know that I don't want your truck if you don't
I don't
have
know how
it.
to get one.
I have another question. How does every car company have it 4 years running? How do they all have it for like a consecutive amount of years, or does everyone get it? It's not like a one winner. It's like you all got it for this.
Why is it that it seemed like when it seemed like, especially when maybe we were
gonna
younger,
look
like
this up.
every car commercial would highlight, be like, "This is the #1 JD Power and Associates car." Like, how many fucking cars are there out there?
Maybe they just have a lot of categories. Like they have the best electrical circuitry done in here. Like they have the best tires. I don't know. Maybe it's just very categorical.
Bullshit.
Mark's about to tell you.
Who are the associates?
JD stands for John Deere.
Oh,
What
okay.
the
That makes
fuck?
sense. Who are his
So
associates?
essentially, the
Who are his
warranty
known
is that
associates?
John Deere is just going to basically fix your shit up as long as you have this warranty. John Deere. Never knew what that meant.
So wait, if my truck's having problems, I can take it to a John Deere place, and they're like, "Yeah, we can fix
For
this
5
up."
years.
Is that what you're telling
Yeah,
me?
we got
5
it.
years. That's why we're offering our John Deere customer program. Yeah, it's John Deere. Son of a
Who are
gun.
the associates, though, Mark?
I don't know. I don't know.
I'm about to do something stupid with my car. I need like an oil change and tire rotation, but because I had like a major work done on my car like a few months ago, I just signed up. I hooked my car up through like Ford just to get loyalty points, and it says I have enough points to probably get a free oil change. But I tried to like, oh, let me redeem my points, and then it's like, yeah, no problem. Just set up an appointment to a Ford place, and then we'll tell you if you can after. So because of that, I was like, I'm
Just go
going
get
to
an oil
Jiffy
change
Lube.
somewhere. Can't. Yeah, there's.
Yeah,
Just
well, because
go
I wanted to
Jiffy.
get the free one because I earned the points. I spent thousands of dollars in the repair, so I was like, "Oh, you owe me." But then they're still being like, "We're gonna be tricky
I
about
got,
it." So fuck
I
them.
got a free oil change, like some free oil changes, like through a service center. It's always just annoying. Like it takes
How
longer.
often do you need to get your oil changed? Is it twice a year?
Every so
Depends.
many thousand
Oh yeah,
miles.
it's
Or,
mileage. Yeah, you're right.
So,
They,
yeah,
they put
I
like
mean,
I know I'm like
no,
1,000 miles.
conventional oil should be like 3,000 miles if you're talking fully synthetic. 6,000.
What about KY? Oh no, that's lube. Sorry,
That's
often
every
as you can-
time.
that's
As
every
often as you
time. Yeah,
can.
that's every time.
You guys have any more questions? I got a news story for you.
I do have one more question.
Mm-hmm.
Is the and I feel like Cameron, me and you have talked about this before. Is the vending machine business lucrative?
Yes.
Seems like it.
Oh wait, never mind.
Like-
I just saw something on TikTok, but it was a car
wanna-
wash.
I wanna-
I've seen car wash and laundromats.
I want to buy
Stolen money
a
still.
vending machine, and I feel like once,
You got to restock them and shit.
yeah.
though?
See, then we're talking about like landlord stuff. Like we're
Well, that's what I
gotta
was about to get.
maintain 'em.
I was about to get into McDonald, the founder.
But-
And are you a real estate?
I'm
business?
basically
Where are
I'm
you
basically a
putting these things?
landlord for just Lay's chips and Doritos. Essentially, is what I am.
You're gonna have to hit up businesses though and be like, hey, can I stick this machine there? Where you
I
just want one.
I've watched I think Vice has an episode on somebody like people that own a bunch of vending machines, and I do think like it's lucrative, like you can make a living off of it, but it seems like a full ass job, like full time job of
checking
maintaining.
inventory, stocking it. Yeah.
Well, fuck.
Nicole's
I
friend
just bought a
my
vending
girlfriend-
machine.
My girlfriend's friend just bought a laundromat that she's gonna try to restore, and that seems like a fun, whimsical movie idea.
Well, here-
I bought a laundromat.
Well, that more seems like Breaking Bad, and she's actually laundering money, is what's happening.
Laundering with the mat. Interesting. Yes. Car wash, like that seems like an easy. Is that hard to run? I mean, it's fairly
No,
self.
it seems like a good way to launder money based off of what I've seen from Breaking
Yeah.
Bad.
I think a lot of this information is just coming from Breaking Bad. I feel like nowadays,
yep.
because of that, it's hard to launder money through a car wash because of it. Maybe not.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. I was thinking about vending machines earlier. I was doing laundry. They also have a vending machine, so I think that money's going straight to them. No, I don't know.
You know, I love that we're scheming. I love that we're trying new ways to get money. And yeah, let's buy some vending machines and see if we can put one in front of Crawford's, the bar that we live by.
Side hustle.
Cameron,
Yeah,
I know you've got a couple answers for this one, but what is your $1 million idea that you
Currently?
thought you like were like, this is fucking perfect, but then you found out has already been made? You're like, fuck.
Okay.
Well, me
I have
and
a few
Cameron
of
are
those.
on this together.
Do you want me to ruin one I currently have that I think is an ingenious
Let's
idea?
talk about the ones, the few of past that.
Okay. I'm going to end with this one because I think I have a great
Sure.
idea. Number one, we all talked about this cereal milk. It's a morning breakfast shake that tastes like your favorite name brand cereals. It's supposed to be the dregs afterwards, but not like a gross dreg thing, like just flavored protein.
Refreshing.
It's the
Yeah.
milk of
And then-
the Cinnamon Toast Crunch. It's the milk of the
Yeah,
Pebbles.
yeah.
It's the milk of the Fruit Loops.
Loops. The
Obviously,
Cocoa
chocolate-based
Puffs.
ones will probably sell
The
the best.
Reese's Puffs.
The thing with this actually made it onto Shark Tank, and they hated it, and I don't think they got a deal. But their whole problem is they didn't do like name brand, like licensing
you
deals. They
gotta
just did
license.
off-brand. You can't make your own.
You got to
gotta
talk to
license it.
Dannon. You got to talk to
Yeah.
Alan. What are the
Kellogg,
something Erickson?
Mr. Kellogg.
A&E,
Yeah,
Kellogg's.
Kellogg's, Post, General Mills.
Post.
You gotta
gotta
get
get
them all
Absolutely.
involved.
Oh, separate thing. But I was just thinking about this. Do you know what I haven't had in a long time? Those little cereal boxes, just those little personal ones. I feel like I always had those around growing up. Number two, off that real quick. Did you ever open up the box and eat it? In
That's
there?
what I was about to say.
They
I
could've.
think they were meant to just be like,
bowls.
that's bullshit, right? By the
I
way,
feel like
right?
that was like a strictly
That's
like
bullshit.
I'm at a hotel and I am at the continental breakfast.
No, my mom would buy like a pack of those sometimes for just
Yeah,
like a
I guess
quicker
you're right.
morning thing, and they'd be like in the closet. I mean, I assume
Yeah.
you still pour the milk in the bag and then you use that as just like a
Oh,
bag
sure.
container. But like I
Would
never
you
did it.
suspect the reason why you don't see those anymore is, save the world? less cardboard and whatnot.
Maybe. I feel like I still see him. I feel like I just
Yes,
don't buy
sir.
him.
Shout out Mermaid Straw. Could you imagine if I ripped open a whole box of like Fruity Pebbles though, and just like poured milk in and just was just shoveling like?
Through the cardboard. Gotta go quick. Gotta go.
Oh
Real
no,
quick.
like just the
Who's
big
gonna
box,
go?
like the actual size box. Like
There's a movie where someone does that, where they just pour the milk in the bag in the box and just start spooning out, but I can't remember
Yeah,
what it
it's
is.
Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
No, he has the big bowl for that, doesn't he?
Oh yeah, he does.
There is a movie though where he just pours the milk in the thing. And I can't remember. I think it's an older
seems
movie.
like big,
It'll
but
come to
it's
me
not
later.
big.
You guys, I have some breaking news. Highwire news. Beep, 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 beep. That's still standing. It's Iowa news, and I think you're gonna like this. The show American Pickers.
Ashton Kutcher's okay, right?
Yeah, he's fine. He's actually been recently. That whole trial thing happened with where he had to be a witness for that murder. But
What?
you didn't know that? Ashton Kutcher, this was years ago. He was on his way to a date, and he looked in the window, and he saw, like, a stain on the floor. It turns out that girl was murdered by a serial killer. He's not implicated in any way other than, like, he went to a crime scene. His date never showed up, and he's like, oh, I guess she ditched me and just bailed. And then years later, it turns out she was murdered. Yeah,
I
that
saw
happened-
something.
that's a recent
I saw
thing.
something about him and Mila Kunis. They're good.
I think so. I don't know. Not that I haven't kept up with it. He's an Iowa boy. We're from Iowa. You got to have some Iowa love. Elijah Wood.
Corn-fed
Shout out to
boy.
you. Well, I'm actually going to get to Elijah Wood later. I have some TikTok facts. But in Highwire News,
Don't even
from
know
the
what
Highwire
that
News
means.
Network, Frank Fritz is leaving America Pickers because of a 2-year feud he's been having with Mike.
I saw that. I didn't know
Come
it was
on,
because of the feud.
boys.
Where did you
So-
find that out?
So apparently, it was on the headlines on major news yesterday. So apparently, it's been filming this whole time through Corona, but it's just been Mike going on little scouting things, and
Danielle, yeah.
yeah, with Danielle.
Well, it's nothing
And
without Frankie Fritz.
Mike hasn't said
mean, he
anything
was a
about any
parrot.
bad. Mike hasn't said anything about any bad blood, but Frank has said that Mike hasn't talked to him in 2 years, even though he's known he's been having health issues and stuff. He hasn't been able to travel due to Crohn's and severe back issues, and he did talk about the back issues, both of them, on the show. But apparently, he's just having bad stomach issues, back issues. He can't really travel anymore. Mikey hasn't been talking to him in 2 years, and now apparently Mike's just trying to get his brother to be Frank's permanent replacement on the show, and he's trying to just give him the boot. What do you guys think?
You know what? That's sad to hear. It really is.
Wow, that is
Really sad, right?
I mean, because Mike was always the personality of the show. He was the more likable one. Frank, to be fair, is a parrot.
But
Like,
a lovable one.
He's lovable.
He is totally a parrot. He would always repeat whatever fucking Mike said.
Literally everything Mike says.
I'm just getting
he'll
like a
repeat.
tear thinking about them back to back in the head, just giving that arm thing. Oh, they're such tight friends. We're buddies. You know we're buddies because we're doing this stuff. So sad
They've
news.
been
So more
friends
than
since high
likely.
School, though. Come
Yeah,
on.
yeah, I know.
guys.
So apparently, though,
Get it together.
History Channel has said they have no plans of replacing Frankie with Mike's brother. Seems like they don't want Mike's brother on the show, and
Well,
it's just
he's
going to
already
be
been on
Mike's.
the show a lot, right?
Yeah, but they don't want him as the main guy. Apparently, they don't want to replace Frankie. They rather just have Mike go alone. So it's just going to be solo Mike, I think, as the new American Pickers.
I mean, but they've already been doing it with the brother for the Rob or whatever.
And that's also what Frankie says. Frankie says that Mike just wants to have him replaced with his brother, and it's part of a coup, and he thinks it's part of a plan, kind of thing. I think. So sad news.
It's fucked up.
I was fuck.
Shame on you,
I was
Mike,
trying to
if
go
that's
back
true.
through our Instagram on Highware because I feel like we shared some like
American Pickers.
words.
stuff?
Like,
Of course
I
we
got
have.
2 words for you: junk drunk.
Oh yeah, that might have just been something you sent me. Though. I'm not sure if it was
man.
like actually.
Fuck.
Social
I
media.
can't find it.
Those guys said some of the most crazy innuendo, just like off, like phallic kind of statements, and just everything they said was referencing. I feel like a dicker about.
Mike said this when he's like, I'm not gonna do it justice. He's like, a lot of people might be scared to go up in this barn, but I'm gonna put some mustard on it and eat it. Some shit
yeah.
like that.
I remember that actually. Oh,
I'm
Gonna put mustard on it and eat. Like what?
sad
Oh,
news
my-
though.
yeah, that is
sad
sad.
news coming from an Iowa show, some Iowa boys. I hope they can work things
There was
out.
a
and I hope Frank feels better.
TMZ segment of like Frank at like South
Wet T-shirt.
yeah
contest?
South Padre Beach like
yeah.
licking on some
He's a guy.
titties like a wet T-shirt.
he's a
He's a guy. He's a guy's guy.
doing his guy stuff.
Guys will
Seems
be
like
guys.
a guy right now with just some hurt feelings, you know. Poor guy. Hope he gets back on the show. Do you guys have any other news? Actually, that's actually the only story I
Oh.
really had. Everything else I have is TikTok facts.
It's been 3-4 episodes going now. Let's talk about Bezos going into space a little bit. He finally made his voyage into space, or
I could care less.
Space.
Of Dr. Evil are hilarious. Did you guys hear about the 4 seats?
Oh no!
Like, yeah. So basically, it was Jeff Bezos, his brother. They wanted to send the oldest person into space. It was like an 82-year-old woman, I believe, that like had tried to be an astronaut in NASA before and like had all these like accolades, surnames. So, like that's kind of cool. But then the other seat was auctioned off for $29 million.
Yeah, we talked about this last week.
Yep. Funny enough.
Yeah.
Do you know what I do like about this whole thing? The fact that even the news has been like, who gives a shit? They should use their money for something good. I like that even the news has torn him and Elon up.
Show up though.
Oh, the kid?
Well, no.
No, the kid went.
The guy that,
the kid with
yeah. But he didn't buy for $29 million.
No, his dad did. His dad was the second highest bidder and sent his kid. And the highest bidder was like, like, I've got jury duty or something. Like, sorry, Bezos. He's giving him a seat on the next one, I guess, or the next voyage.
Can't go to space today. Well, hold on. Like, here's my thing. It was a 12-minute trip.
Right.
You can't take 12 minutes out of your day to go up into space for 2 seconds.
Chris, we said this last week, and I said unless he has like a heart attack or someone died, it's like, oh, someone probably died or he probably did. It's like, oh, well, if I go up, I might die, so I can't go this week. Maybe next month after surgery.
Each minute.
It has to be something like that.
It costs $1.3 billion a minute to go for that voyage. Bezos had the balls to come down and thank all of his Amazon customers. Motherfucker,
you paid for it.
What? Yeah, I think was all of his employees
for buying dumb shit on my website.
Honestly, though, the good thing to come out of this is it does seem like everyone's starting to kind of turn on these eccentric millionaires who just want to be loved and use your billionaires, not even millionaires. Use your money for something good. All the news was pretty much like, great, we already sent people to the moon 50 years ago, and that was far more daring than getting to like a high atmosphere. Like, who gives a shit? You guys just paid for a fun adventure and you wasted money.
Yeah, like why not just like if you really want to like put in a good faith effort, like just fund NASA.
Or like, I don't know, get some carbon eating machines or some water desalination shit going or something.
So
good.
The other side of it,
because they see money in it.
The other side of it is people think like he's paving the way for sort of this recreational space travel and these commercial travels to space. What do we think about that? Mm-hmm. Like, is he paving that way?
They said, even though, so okay, cool. So they fast tracked this. Cost of seats right now is $29 million. They said even in the next several years, if these become more standardized, we're still talking hundreds of thousands of dollars per ticket.
Yeah, right. None of the shit matters to us whatsoever. That's also the part that they're getting shit on. It's literally
just for the ultra rich to just be like, I went into space.
He also got cucked by Richard Branson. We've talked about that before. There were a couple funny tweets that I saw about it. This was one funny one. My dad got to watch Armstrong walk on the moon. I get to watch the guy who killed bookstores ride a dick into space. It does look pretty phallic.
It was a giant.
And then all the comparisons to Dr. Evil.
Yeah, right.
Come into light.
And then the other one I saw was
Johnson.
Bezos says he's went to space is like someone from Naperville saying they live in Chicago. That was another funny one. I was like,
true.
You know what I mean? He barely he slipped it.
Well, 45 minutes outside.
He slipped his tip into space is what happened.
Yeah, screw all of them. Fuck the rich. Help us.
Stop Give us bragging. Your money.
Yeah, stop bragging. I don't care.
That's all I got for news. Yeah. But
well, I got some good news for you. I have some TikTok facts. TikTok hath giveth this week, and I couldn't get through. I don't even have time.
TikTok hath
Number
giveth,
one,
and TikTok hath taketh.
And it shall taketh away. So let's get to it before it does. Number one, we have a Lord of the Rings fan theory. This is kind of interesting. Now think back, everybody. There's a theory that Frodo doesn't know Legolas's name whatsoever in the movie series. Possibly in the books. Let's not read into that because obviously none of us got through all of them. Here's the whole thing behind this. Frodo only ever really spends time with Legolas at the very first movie, from like that meeting at Rivendell through the cave system when they get separated. That's it. Then they spend years apart fighting a war. So everyone's whole fan theory is Legolas really doesn't say anything in the beginning other than, "and my bow." He's pretty much a quiet elf that whole time, so they don't have a lot of interaction. And then They're just saying, years apart, fighting a war. Him and Sam are going through their own traumatic PTSD shit. Where like they're not going to remember some dude's name from that meeting like 5 years
Might
ago,
not
right?
remember it, perhaps, but
Well,
it's probably was talked about.
He never says it. He never says it in the movies, apparently.
Maybe he didn't say it directly, but then like while they're going to the cave system, they're like, "Oh, who the fuck's that elf guy?"
Larigus.
Yeah, but then again,
Larry.
but you're also thinking that was like a couple years ago when his friend Gandalf died, and he was just kind of just one of the guys. That other human died too. We don't really care about Sean Bean too much after that. A lot of people disappeared after that point. But also at the end of the movie, when all of them come into the room, when like he obviously knows Aragorn, he like saved the hobbits at the beginning. They spent time together, and when Gimli walks in the room, he goes Gimli, and then Legolas walks in the room, and he smiles as if he doesn't know his name in the movie. So everyone's like, I don't think this bitch knows his name. So everyone's saying Frodo in the movies never knew Legolas was. And
so
in this
they don't interact though, so it
yeah,
doesn't
exactly.
matter.
Isn't that funny that a main character
interesting.
who like hours like pretty much helped win the battle and like slaughtered like he's a pretty integral part, and Frodo's like, who's this guy again?
You know what? This just made me think about something. You know what makes the Two Towers super like mid 2000s, early 2000s is the scene where Legolas is like pretty much like skateboard grinding like down
the stairs.
On like love it. Yeah, we did that in the 2000s. It's what we did.
That's my favorite in the series for sure.
Have shield, will slide.
It knew when to end the Two Towers. It had a huge battle, much like the third one, but again, knew when to end. Didn't have all the boring meetings and talking of the first one. And again, I'm probably offending people, and I'm sorry. I'm a Harry Potter boy, and I didn't ever finish reading.
I do love Lord of the Rings.
I just never finished reading the books. J.R. Tolkien was just a little too describey and name droppy for me.
Oh my god!
So many names.
The Hobbit and keep the fucking characters in line, and I'll give you $100 bill. Like Jesus.
That was my problem with it. I couldn't follow.
What about the and this is just me kind of off the cuff here, the fly you fools, the sort of the lore behind that.
Like he was saying, use the flying birds and just fly, you fucking idiots.
Yeah,
just drop the ring.
Don't go through the mines of Mordor. Fly over these fucking mountains, you weirdos, and let's figure this out.
Okay, my thing to that is,
on that
why
note,
didn't he just do that from the beginning? It's do that. You're the one that calls eagles. Call the eagles.
Call the eagles.
Yeah.
Right, but it's okay. On that eagle note, they seem to just drop. They're like, all right, I'm gonna save you, but I'm certainly not gonna take you to the convenient location that you need to.
You're right. It's on the eagles' terms. But then again, the eagles come to the end point anyway, so they're like, oh, we were in the area. I guess we could have just done this. How long you guys been walking here? 5 years? Oh, wow. It took us 20 minutes.
Guys, we fly. We fly, right? We fly.
Yeah, we fly.
He can fly.
I'm gonna.
Same thing with Hobbit. In the Hobbit, like the eagles come and save them, and they're just like they could fucking fly him to the mountain, but no, they're like, we're gonna leave you here on this plateau. Good luck.
Well, that movie would have made a lot less money. It would have been done in 40 minutes. All right, I have another TikTok fact for you here. How would you try to survive falling from a skydive without a parachute? Or you open it, parachute doesn't deploy. How are you going to try to survive?
I've thought about this
before. There are ways to do it.
Oh, shit. Well, I am...
Or there are ways to greatly increase your chances, at least.
I'm flying
and
squirrel.
Or water.
Trees and or water, Chris says. Mark, what's you?
Flying squirrel, just like...
That's part of it.
Big. Okay. Get me big.
Okay. Here are the steps. Number one, I have to break the news to you guys right now.
You're not...
The whole plan... No, the whole plan involves you just knowing that the lower half of your body will be destroyed. It's going to be bad. So, number one, do not aim for water. Pretty much when you're going to hit it, it's going to just be as hard as cement, and then you're just going to pass out and drown.
Even if you try to dive or pencil.
Doesn't matter. It's just...
Wow.
It's like those fluid motion things, when you get that jelly and stuff becomes... It's just going to be as hard as cement.
Shattering, huh?
They're going to break anyway, then you won't be able to swim after that, and you're going to drown. Number two, they say you're not going to try to want to land on your back or anything like that. You have to land feet first. You want to land with your toes pointed down.
Shut the fuck up.
You want your legs and bones to break as much as that impact as possible before it gets to your internal organs in your head. So you want your legs to just get crushed. You want to aim for maybe a swamp. I know people have survived by going in fields that were freshly plowed, so it was soft
you're
dirt,
landing in
so
manure is what you're saying.
Yeah, essentially. So it was just lighter dirt that they could sink into.
Aim for Iowa.
You're
There's
supposed
people
to.
that have there's people that have survived in trees though too. I
Mhm.
know this.
That can be dangerous just because of the branches and stuff, people get impaled. But they do say aim if you can't see a swamp or a marsh or something that's going to be at least soft ground, but not like a drowning water situation. You want to land in trees, and then also rooftops, just commercial like residential housing, because the layers of the roof and then the floors as they're demolishing your legs will also absorb impacts. The whole goal is for you to lose your body from the waist down, but your upper body.
Ruins
As they're
so
just
not only,
absolutely
like, probably
obliterating
still
your
die,
legs.
but
I'm not
also
gonna. Oh,
ruin so
also,
many
Mark
things.
was right though. Step number one is the proper technique. Yeah, you have to get into that to try to decrease as much speed as possible, and then the last second you got to point your toes.
Here's the thing: I don't want to be a vegetable
Mm-hmm.
when I do live from this fall out of an airplane or whatever happens.
Yeah.
Kill me now. Like
I've heard stories before though. It's the fresh field that I heard where they only had like minor fractures on their like minor breaks on their legs just because fell miraculously, just a soft field. And
so
just landed
I don't
there.
want to get too dark here, but then what's happening to the people who just like kind of fall from like the hot air balloon in like New Mexico like a month back?
Cement. First, I think just not the layers of didn't break through stuff, just hit straight ground. You gotta try to break through layers before you come to a complete stop. Is the whole thing.
Okay.
I got a cat calling. We need him in. You may enter.
Which one?
Sorry.
That sounds like Jaxie, no?
That's a Jack's call. That's a Jack's distress call if I need attention. No one's touching me. He's here. He's fine now.
I'll remember that when I'm plummeting from 10,000 feet up, terminal velocity. I guess I'll remember
get flat,
that.
squirrel it,
try
squirrel
not
it.
to.
Aim for marshes, then trees or houses, and
Point
point
your
How
your
do
toes.
we aim though? You say aim, Cameron. Like once you're in the air,
you tuck
you're
your body
falling.
and you tuck your body. You've played Just Cause. You know how you just angle. You angle and you ride the stream. From what there's a technique they called
There
it
is
something.
some forward
but
momentum, huh?
you tuck your arms in, you aim your head, and you can just tilt your body like that, and it'll direct you. So you're supposed to. You have a few minutes to look and try to aim for an area, but
You better
Few
hope
minutes,
you're
yeah.
wearing like the baggiest like starter jacket ever. Like
Yeah.
so you could create like sort of a wingsuit out of it.
in my head I was thinking I'm gonna take off my shirt. I'm gonna try to get some sort of something going. You know, the umbrella. The umbrella.
No.
So
any-
I hope that never has. I hope this doesn't come in handy, but good to know. You know, just good to know.
That is good. No, that's good info for sure for us and the viewers.
TikTok fact. Did you
Could
guys
save your life.
have you heard about the old wooden sail ship under the World Trade Center?
Tell me about it, Cameron.
Okay, this is actually true. This is interesting.
Under where?
So after the World Trade Centers fell in 9/11 and they were doing the cleanup, as they were digging in the rubble, my God, Chris, how disrespectful.
Who the fuck
As
was
they were-
that? Was that Google?
Those Googles.
Every week for the past 3 weeks, we've said the name of these things that go off in people's houses, and also they've just started talking to us unprompted. Weird.
It's
But-
almost like now they're communicating
To
with
each other.
Yeah, this is
Skynet's taking over. So after 9/11, when they were doing the cleanup, as they were digging through the rubble, they came across a bunch of pieces of old lumber in a row. And as they were digging, they're like, "Oh shit, this is the hull of an old-timey ship." So and this is in the financial district, just under the World Trade Center. So they're like, "How would this have gotten here?" So they
Where-
just did some.
I'm sorry. Where was the World Trade Center? Is that like Manhattan?
Yeah, Manhattan,
Financial
very
district kind of
southern tip.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I mean,
this is why-
near water, obviously. Like
Near water.
So this is how this
Near
happened.
Richwater, yeah.
So hundreds of years ago, originally the coastline was in, but in order as New York was expanding, or New Amsterdam, whatever we called it back at the time, as it was expanding, they wanted to expand the coastline and the dock system too. So the old way they used to do it is they would start by getting old ships, purposely sinking them down in there, and then also pushing old buildings and then just dirt and trash into the harbor to fill up their layers of dirt. So the bottom layer is a ship. So actually under a lot of the financial district, it's likely that there's just old colonial ships and buildings and stuff that make up kind of that dirt. So I think they ended up taking sections of it to a museum, but just under New York, and some of those are just old timey, just sailing ships. Isn't that crazy?
TikTok allegedly, right?
I did. I looked into a news article. I did find the same source, but it's all old news, so I don't know. So again, these are TikTok facts, people. These are not vetted
I mean, that's
facts.
cool as fuck. I guess that's why. I mean, they had a big storm this past couple weeks. I don't know if it had to do with the hurricane that's kind of working its way up the East Coast there, but like their subway system was flooded. Like you got to imagine their infrastructure, if that's to be true, is
the ground.
is just like horrible. Like if we're just
seem like it's great. Well, in general, I don't think America's infrastructure is great in general. It had like a 50-year timestamp on it. Like I don't know what was that, like 80 years ago. Yeah. So
California's on fire and can't get water. So
the smoke all week was enough to haze up our skies all the way to New York. It said. Which happened last year in the fall too.
That these fires are so big that they're making their own
lightning
weather systems of pyronimbus clouds.
Yeah, I saw that. Did you also see that they're making and the heat is so intense that it's creating lightning strikes. Yay!
It's kind of cool though, right? Being over here in Illinois.
Yeah, this is once again a call out to Jeff Bezos. Fucking help us. Do something.
Save the world.
Do Dr. something. By the third movie, he turns cool.
Why
can't you?
You guys want me to help you? I'm going to stick the tip of my dick into space. That's all I'm going to do.
Great. Thanks, Jeff. Thanks. The last thing I found from TikTok, I've been trying to keep up with the cryptid creatures, finding new mythical creatures. One, I did find a unicorn video, but it ended up being an albino donkey. But have you? I'm gonna pronounce this wrong.
Hold on. I saw Chris make a face as well. Let's rewind there. You can't just scoot on past that.
It was just an albino donkey. What more do you want? It was a pure white donkey.
But
it didn't have a horn.
So then
it was just some guy being like, "Oh my God, it's a unicorn!" because it was a pure white donkey in the middle of a desert, and it's just a weird thing to see. Okay. But so that ain't real. But it's either called the Panagellan or the Pangolin or the Pangolian. Pronunciation's off, but it is an Asian cryptid. It's a form of vampire. They're only female. I saw a video of what was said to be this Panagellan, but it was pretty much a squid or an octopus or a jellyfish in the ocean. It was 100% that. But what it is, it's a vampire that is able to detach its head from the body, and its spinal cord and all of its internal organs will come up with it. So it'll be a vampire head with just its spine and organs that will chase you and suck your blood. They're all women, and they're said to be smelling of vinegar.
I love that last bit there. And to be smelled of vinegar.
So if you
smell in the high seas and you smell some vinegar.
No. That was a squid or an octopus. They said was the thing. I think these are just vampires.
I mean, what are we talking? Apple cider, white wine. What kind of vinegar are we talking here?
Yeah, what kind? Rice wine?
Just vinegar. Just the vinegar, I think, without any of the grape.
Okay, the vinegar
White
from
vinegar.
your typical like baking soda vinegar experiments in elementary school. Got it.
Mm-hmm. And then that just with all of its dangly organs. So be on the lookout for the Panagellan Panagellan.
Chris,
I'm sorry, I'm demolishing
was
the pronunciation.
Was this Encourage the Cowardly Dog? What was the head that came out that's also kind of just like a spinal cord wormy looking thing?
Oh yeah, could be
him.
They did actually. Did you know that was
a creepy show.
Based off of not like a true story, but like vaguely it was based off a couple that lived out in the middle of like the desert. It was like very, very, very loosely based off at least like a couple, not like or I looked this up at one time, but like or they had a UFO experience out there. Or I can't remember,
like
but
a real couple.
Weirdly based
a very naughty guy.
Yeah, like obviously like the stories aren't like a real thing, but there was a couple that lived out in a desert where weird things happened or something. I don't know. I'll look into this, but apparently that was real. I don't know.
Yeah, that does make sense.
I'll look into this for next episode, but something about that's.
Can you guys?
Nope.
Nope.
No, Mark's holding his phone up to the screen right now for those listening in.
Looks like bananas.
So this is what we're doing in Asia now. We're selling bananas, and they call them one-a-day bananas, and it pretty much goes from sort of ripe, essentially, to yellow, sort of bruised to green bananas. So essentially, you can eat a banana, and
it's like a weekly banana planner.
Correct. Eventually, the green ones will be ripe when you want to eat them, instead of throwing out the last 3 to 4 bananas that you never eat. Right? You're like,
interesting.
No, banana bread. That's when banana bread comes.
How often are you making banana bread?
3 times this year.
I actually tried twice.
I meant 3 times this week.
I did that TikTok trend, though. It was that banana cup microwave thing. And each time I didn't sift properly, and it was really good for an inch, and then it was mush and then powder, just straight flour and like unmixed shit on the bottom. I'm really bad at
Guys,
baking.
banana bread is the easiest fucking thing to make.
Yeah,
It's like
I'm bad at baking. I'm good at helping. I'm good at
I'm
cutting.
just
I'm
saying,
good at mixing.
it seems like Japan's pretty nice with their sustainability, with just produce and just products in general.
I told you I was looking all day. You can leave now. He's done being part of the podcast. You're free to leave.
so. What do you guys feel about the Olympics?
I feel
Speaking
like
of
we should live
Japan.
stream some. Mark and I have talked about this a bit. One, that there's been a lack of anticipation just because I feel like, one, I don't watch live TV that often, but two, it seems like the Olympic commercial campaign has been severely lacking this year. We've talked about this. We think it might just be COVID, changing schedules.
COVID.
Maybe they just had like their budget already for advertising. Just
So
poorly placed.
basically,
The Olympics are like next week, right? Or this week?
Tonight or tomorrow.
they start
tonight.
tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
The opening ceremony?
Technically, there's actually already events that have been happening since Wednesday.
Oh, shit.
But so I was listening, and basically, like the people in Japan, like they pretty much don't want the Olympics, and it's really kind of fucked because Japan's paid for all of these like sporting arenas, and they're not going to have any,
People
That's what's
spectators.
crazy about the Olympics, right? Like how you can go on like a Reddit thread and see all these Olympic villages that are just abandoned from years past that just don't get used anymore, like Montreal.
It's got to be a
Rio.
better way to do it.
Hear me out.
You know
Let's
what I
just
mean?
keep it back in Athens, man. From what I understand, I mean, Greece's country is mostly just tourism anyway. How about every 4 years we just give them a shit ton of tourism? We even just let's hold it in the Coliseum. Let's just go all out. Let's just make it cool.
Isn't that like pretty fucking dilapidated? Like what do we?
Okay, you're right. Let's build a new Coliseum. Whatever. Let's make it a little bigger.
I am excited to see skateboarding for the first
Yo,
time.
Well, that'll
Oh,
like
be fun.
Cameron's saying,
Winter Olympics.
we should. In fact, I'm gonna put it on the record. We're gonna live stream some
major
Olympic
events, yeah,
events, and you're gonna get our live reactions of set
Can
event.
we live stream something really obscure?
Yeah, like badminton or like
I can see myself getting real into something.
I'm trying to think of some
More
obscure. There's more obscure Winter Olympic stuff that I
Winter
like,
sport?
like
Yeah,
the
true.
Curling's
Oh.
weirdly fun. You got
That weird
bobsledding, you got
cross-country
luge and
skiing,
skeleton
shooting thing.
Yeah, that's fun.
the
was that?
steeplechase is kind of fun for Summer Olympics, where you have to like jump across water and some hurdles and
Yeah.
Mm.
What's that all about?
I don't know.
You got
Jumping
gymnastics.
over
You got
puddles.
the swimming fun. You got track and field. Those are, I mean, anything in those. I mean,
Let me ask you guys this. We're going a little long here tonight, but what would you like to see as an Olympic event that is not already an Olympic event? Tag.
I don't even
I
know.
want to see some like
Some
some
tag.
tag.
Dodgeball, I feel like eventually could get in there.
Dodgeball would be so,
Well,
yeah. Those are perfect. Dodgeball,
PE
tag.
sport. I want to see team hop foot. I'm just trying to think of random PE games that
It's
are
like
PE.
snowball battle.
Pickleball.
Let me think
Hoover
about
ball.
that.
You guys remember
I mean,
Hoover ball?
Yeah, for
I would
people that
actually
don't
love
know,
to
our
watch
high school
Cameron,
was,
explain Hoover ball real quick.
I got to. Okay, let me explain a few things. Number one, team hop foot was dodgeball, but with PE bean bags that you threw at the floor. The thing is, they would skip like a rock on a pond, and a lot of times they would just pop up and hit you in the shins or higher. So it's pretty dangerous.
I got
Hoover
I got
ball.
poked in the eye in Team Hot Foot and I cried. I cried.
That was hockey.
those-
I remember that. I was in your class that year. You got hit in the
Those
face
things
with a
are
hockey
coming
puck.
hot. Those things are dangerous.
Well, then
as
I
fuck.
cried twice. No.
Oh, wait, maybe it wasn't. Maybe you might be right. Maybe I'm wrong. Actually, sorry. I might be thinking.
Oh,
something else.
you
I got
definitely
hit-
cried when I hit you in the head with a hockey puck.
No, this was okay in
Do
PE.
you guys
I got
have
hit in the
a
head
second
with
to hear all of the Olympic sports, the Summer Olympic sports?
maybe not all of them because aren't there a shit ton?
Actually, hold on. Tell me, Cameron, over under.
40.
Okay, 40. I'm gonna get.
I'm just calling.
I'm gonna
40.
guess 109.
God, that's a lot. I underguessed. How much is it?
Price is right. Price is right
I
rules.
don't-
You were gonna read them all off, and you can't even find a freaking answer.
No, I can't. I mean, it doesn't give me like a number. I just have to read them. I'm just like, so we got 3-on-3 basketball. We got archery. We got artistic gymnastics. We got artistic swimming. We got athletics. Fuck that.
Hey, isn't that the whole? That's the Olympics.
Whole thing?
That's the Olympics.
Just what
Got athletics.
Badminton, baseball and softball, basketball, beach volleyball, BMX freestyle,
New.
BMX racing,
New.
boxing, canoe, kayak, flatwater, canoe, kayak, slalom, diving, equestrian,
Oh.
fencing, football, golf, handball, hockey, judo, karate, marathon swimming, modern pentathlon, mountain biking.
Is there an
rhythmic
old
gymnastics,
Cameron,
road
put your
cycling,
hand up if you want to just watch it. Chris, keep going.
Okay.
rowing, rugby, sailing, shooting,
Slow
skateboarding,
down. I like all these things.
That's right.
Yes. Keep going.
sport climbing, surfing. Is that a new one?
Yeah, come on.
Swimming.
That's a little
You
less.
like
that's a little
you
more
like
boring than you
surfing.
think. It's
I know
people
you
just
like
get-
surfing.
Yeah, but it's honestly, have you ever watched a surfing competition though? It's a tiny bit boring
Well-
because it's just a time moment where people are just trying to catch.
Also
waves
tough
and
to
just
know how to
going in.
score. Yeah, how do you score that?
And
Table
I don't
tennis.
know. Chris, you played that Kelly Slater surfing game, right?
Yeah, I was just
Was it
basically
fun?
riding it. It was the most repetitive
Was
shit
it
ever.
fun?
For a second.
That's a no.
And
That's a
you
no.
playing it. Imagine just watching.
no.
that. That's surfing competition. Sorry again.
It was
surfers out there. I
basically
don't-
like it was like playing Tony Hawk, but only being able to hit a quarter pipe.
Yeah.
Ever.
What a shitty game. What a shit game.
Table tennis, taekwondo, tennis, track cycling, trampoline, triathlon, volleyball, water
track
polo.
cycling.
Oh, the trampoline
That's
is actually
cycling,
super
like-
sick. Well, it's like a
Fun.
track
I have
cycling.
a second cousin that is here. I actually, maybe I don't know. I don't think he's on this.
Trampolinist?
No, he's a track cycler.
Oh.
And he's on a USA team.
Keep
I don't
going. Don't
know
stop.
if
You're
that
about
was
to list like
considered-
200 more sporting events, by the way.
Trampoline. That's a fun one.
He's gonna
Can
go
we
like
can we make
4
sure
by 100, 4 by 200, 100,
Yeah, oh my God,
200,
come
800.
See, it doesn't have have all that. It
Like
just
track
says
and
Because
field.
it would be huge. Yeah, it has to be just broken down into huge. These are just the
water
events, and then
polo,
within.
weightlifting, wrestling. That's it. Wrestling is the last one.
I feel like you missed swimming and track and field, like some big ones. Diving,
Yeah, I didn't hear that at all. Maybe that was sports or athletics. Maybe that was just
gymnastics.
maybe track and field is just athletics.
No, yeah, I had gymnastics on there.
Oh, did you? I'm sorry.
Well, regardless, we will be catching some of that, and
Yeah, we're gonna figure that out and give you guys some Olympic live streams. That's gonna be fun.
yeah.
Hear
we call
about
it
the
for this
handball
week?
Team?
What?
Swedish handball team was fined for their women basically opting to just wear like
Oh yeah, like
volleyball shorts
like-
instead of like bikini
they're like
bottoms.
biking shorts, and like isn't
Yeah.
there this weird rule that like basically
You have to show at least a cheek.
No, dude, it literally
Yeah.
says like you have to. It literally says you have to show like 10 centimeters of ass or something. It says that. Wild.
Here.
Gotta show that booty.
I was gonna say I have been petitioning also that we should just go back to naked Olympics for a while, but whatever.
Handball seems exhausting.
Yeah,
So,
but imagine it naked
Actually,
in a whale.
water polo seems like maybe
That's like-
the most exhausting sport.
Oh yeah, let's. Oh fuck yeah, let's stream
Water polo. I've said it a million times. Yeah. Yeah, we're going a little long. We'll call it for this week, but check in next week, and maybe in between there we'll do some live streaming of the Olympics for everybody.
All right, everybody. We'll
USA. USA.
USA. USA.
All the way with Coach Bombay.
USA. All right, everybody. We'll catch you guys next week. Bye.
Later.
Bye.